Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie Bright. For those joining us for the first time today, you are highly welcome, and to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to cut and sew a pencil skirt. So if that's something you'll be interested in learning, please keep on watching. So I already folded my fabric into 4 and I came down 1 inch from the top. That to serve as my starting line. So I folded selvage edge to selvage edge first into 2, and then I folded against itself again into 4 because we'll be cutting both the back and the front together in this one. Okay, so you rule straight that 1 inch mark. That will serve as your waist point. Okay, I'm sorry it didn't show clearly. So on that line that we just drew, I put my tape at 1.5 mark because my waistband will measure 1.5. So starting from there, I would measure the vertical distance from my waist to my hip, from my waist to my knee, and then from my waist to the hem of the skirt. And that measures 8.5, 20 inches, and 42 inches respectively. So what I'll do now is to square across these points. So go like this. From here, from this side, this is the center front. Okay, and this is your zip allowance for the back. So this is the front and this is the back. We're cutting the both of them together. So you come here and you measure your hip measurement. My hip measurement is 38 inches. It's 39 inches rather, but because this fabric is stretchy, I'm going to cut it at 38, 36, 37, 38, 9.5. My waist measurement is 30, which is 28, 29, 30. So I'm going to cut at 29. Then my knee. For my knee, whatever I took here, 9.5, I'm going to remove 1 inch, and then I'll come down to the hem and I'll remove 2 inches. Okay, so it's going to be a straight, a slanted line down. This is my allowance for sewing here. 5/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch. So I'll connect it from here to this point. This is the front. Mind you, I didn't put that so because it's stretchy. I don't need that. Okay. So the front, I'll cut this line. Now for the back, 1.5. But for this back, so we're taking 1.5 all the way down. We're taking 1.5 all the way to the hem for the zipper allowance. And now we get to this point, the waist area, would remove 1/2 inch from here, and then we'll slant it to the hip area. Like so. We'll slant it to the hip area, and then from here we'll just leave it at this 1 inch up because the back waist Let's connect this line straight down here. So slant here, down here. So the back is going to be raised up. Let me cut it off so you understand. So this is how you cut the back, following the 1 inch mark, and then you slant it down. Okay, I was cutting, I didn't know the camera wasn't recording, so this is what I was trying to explain. This is how you slant in your front, and this is how you extend your back for the skirt. So this is what the skirt looks like. It has been cut with the 1 inch seam allowance on the side. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is to cut. Now this is the hip line, right? I came down 5 inches from my hip point, and then what I did was I went to the hem, and instead of adding 1.5 inches as the zipper allowance, or the yes, the center back allowance, I added 1 inch. But it doesn't mean I'm going to sew 1 inch. I'll sew 1.5, just like what we did here for the waist. Instead of 1.5, I added 1, but it doesn't mean. So this is what we have. You see, 1 inch, but I'm going to sew out 1.5. So at the end of the day, we are taking from the back and the hem to create a nice curve. So just watch what I'm doing, okay? 1.5. So you understand what I'm saying. So are you seeing it? This is my allowance, the first mark, the allowance to join this waistband to the skirt, and the second one is where my zip will be starting from, where I'll be putting the zip. So between the zip and the waistband, there is a space of 1/8 of an inch. That would help you finish up your waistband properly, and it will help your zip to sit properly too on the garment. So I hope you find this helpful. Okay, so this is what it looked like after I was done fixing the zipper. You can notice the space that we left for joining our waistband. Okay, and then I want to add, I forgot to mention this, I actually stabilized the zipper allowance with interfacing. I forgot to do it on one side, and when I remembered, I did it on the other side. Putting interfacing helps so your zip would be straight at the end of the day. So here I'm just closing my slits a little bit more. It was too opened, so I just closed it more with 2 inches, and then I would cut my zipper because it's too long. Now I would place right sides facing each other to close up the sides of the skirt. Now I'll use my seam allowance. Now I'm closing it up from the hem all the way to the waist, and I'll repeat on the other side. So after you're done closing the sides, cut off all your threads, and then you can check your measurement to be sure, okay, before you go ahead to prepare your waistband. Okay, so here I've already pinned the waistband to the skirt. Okay, and the side that we weaved will be the side facing inside. You would mark the center front of your skirt and you would mark the middle of your waistband and pin the two together, center to center, all the way around in the direction that you saw. So the allowance would be towards the zipper. Okay, so this is the waistband now. You can see the allowance at the end. So I'm zooming it in. You can see how I folded in the allowance. We're going to sew this side of the waistband as close to the zip as possible. Okay, folding in the allowance at the other side, but leaving this side of the waistband that we've weaved straight. Okay, so after stitching, you'd cut off your threads and you would trim down the excess allowance. Okay, you trim down and then you turn it to the other side to see if you like how everything is positioned before moving on to the other side. So this side I'll be having the extension. I'm sewing with just 1.5 inch rather. I'm sewing with just half inch. I'm trying to zoom in so you can see how I'm stitching it down. I'm folding the allowance of the waistband and I'm stitching as close to the zip as I possibly can get. Okay, so that's what you want to try and do. Finish up everything nicely and then I'm turning everything in to see if I like how it looks in front. Now what I'll do next is to close the waistband completely, and I'll do that by doing a stitch in the ditch. So I'll be stitching not on the waistband but on the space between the waistband and the skirt. Okay, so where you see the pins, just there, that space, that line, that's what I'll be stitching around to just secure my waistband in place. I think this is my favorite part of the skirt making process, you know. So this part is actually the fun part for me. You just have to carefully stitch in the ditch and it's not hard at all. Okay, so if you have enjoyed watching this video up to this point, please give this video a thumbs up. We have finally done with the sewing. All that is left now is to add our skirt hook and finish up the hem. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll show you what it looked like on me at the end. Okay, so if you haven't already, this is it on me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.